So partially good, partially like not really gonna make much of a difference. So Cracker Barrel has decided to revert the changes made to the logo, which is great. It still doesn't change the fact that they modernized a lot of the locations. So that's a lot of money that they've spent to do that, which unfortunately seems like those places are now stuck looking like that. Um, but this is Cracker Barrel, the official Cracker Barrel. This was posted yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. We thank our guests for sharing your voices. Yeah, that's what we did. Sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving of delicious food, warm welcomes, and that kind of country hospitality that feels like family. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hard-working employees, Brad's wife not being one of them, fired after 11 years of faithful service. Hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon. Um, so anyone who watches who or has watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, I found the perfect quote, and of course, it had to be from Bandit Keith. So I just simply came in with another victory for America. Um, and in the Abridged series, that's one of the quotes. You know, he's clearly American, so Little Karibo really goes in hard with the American thing. You know, in America, after like everything he says, uh, his favorite movie being Pearl Harbor. You know, like those Japanese bastards got what was coming to them in America. You know, you get the gist of it. But this was, you know, the actual pose that he was in when he said this. So, but I just come in with another victory for America, which is great. It's great. It shows what people can do when they come together. Now, if only it was that easy for everything else. Um, like this, if you think the CEO of Cracker Barrel should be fired and they should scrap any redesign efforts. Now, they probably will. But like I said, unfortunately, there are already some restaurants that have been redone and they don't look good. I don't think Cracker Barrel is gonna. I don't know how much those remodels cost, but they're not gonna waste all that money to remodel them and then have to spend even more money to revert them back. Now, like all the stuff inside, clearly everything is less cluttered, but I'm sure everything is like storage and stuff like that. Like, oh well, we could use these in other stores and this and that. Um, but I don't think they're gonna go through all the time and effort and money, mostly, to fix the stores. Could they do it? Of course. You know, if even after something's remodeled, it can always be reverted. Well, in a way, reverted. Even despite the fact that it's got a new coat of paint on the inside and stuff like that, they can still take all the stuff down, put the original stuff back up. You know, it's okay to remodel it to, you know, structural for the structural integrity of it. You don't want beams above collapsing. Um so a simple remodel would have been fine, but no, they remodeled it completely and they just made it look terrible. And I showed comparisons to like McDonald's and Burger King and Pizza Hut and all these other stores that or restaurants and places that look exactly the same now, the same color scheme, that same bland gray and white and like every time something's modernized, it just looks bland and soulless and it has no character or personality. So could they go back and fix it? Of course. It just needs some more paint now. They would just have to paint it the dark browns and whatever, you know, the browns and blacks and whatever other color it was. Um, hit, you are halfway to redemption. Here are the two additional steps you must announce: a pause on any further remodels of existing Cracker Barrel locations, a return to the peg game to its original form. Did they seriously change the peg game? I remember playing the peg game when went to Friendlies, because Friendlies had the same thing. Huh. So they really did. I mean, you have a much more detailed or paragraph here. Jump all but one games. Jump each tee and remove it. Leave only one. You're a genius. Have two. You're something. Leave three. You're just plain dumb. Leave four or more. You're just plain dumb. And then leave only one. You're a genius. Leave two. Rocking the chair, but not the game. Leave three or more. No reason to be embarrassed. Try again. Um, yeah, the Sydney Sweeney, the original, and then you have the Greta Thunberg, which is the remodel. And how dare you? We got this. I mean, Cracker Barrel. As long as the CEO is there and whoever else, you know, and it's like, wait, what? Home field employees to bring their whole selves to work while strengthening Cracker Barrel's relationship with the LGBTQ plus community. Again, probably another. It's probably one of those companies who say they support the group when they actually don't, or they just kind of virtue signal. Because I've said before during Pride Month, I've said, you know, if you truly support the LGBTQ plus community, you'll be doing more than just, you know, something once 1 month out of the year, right? If you truly support them, set up groups or charities and donate to them year round. Don't just do this shit. Like, oh yeah, we support you guys. Okay, well then prove it. Set up a charity or contribute to various, you know, LGBTQ plus communities or charities, and because saying you're a you know you're an ally and all this crap during like June, that's one thing. That doesn't really say much. It's put your money where your mouth is. So if you truly support these people, and I've said before, if I had a company, that's what I'd be doing, putting my money where my mouth is. You know, like I support these people, and I'd be supporting them year round, not just once a month or once 1 month out of the year. So whenever people say that they're allies and all that, I never fucking believe them because it's all about this. Um, Thank you. I will end my boycott of Cracker Barrel. My family will resume dining. Well, I you might want to rephrase that a little. My family will resume dining and pegging at your restaurants. There's fucking children there. Please avert your eyes. Yeah, actually, let me see if anyone actually calls that out. Begging for a pagan. I'm saving pegging for marriage. If he ain't pegging, I ain't begging. Arthur. Not me. The damage is done. Dining in what? Phrase. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Phrasing. That's great. This whitewash needs to stop. Welcome back. Actually, yeah, it was a whitewash. Considering the insides of these stores were basically like brown and black and stuff like that. and then suddenly they're just like gray and white. Now again, they're probably not going to remodel again or remodel, revert the model remodeling. Um, I like how the messaging changed old timer. Everyone was pushing the other term pre keeping the old logo. Good work. Lesson learned. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. We memed them into retreat. I mean, yeah, when it comes to Cracker, like the original Cracker Barrel logo, you can see Sydney Sweeney is pretty much used for all of them, and this one's just replaced. Sometimes, you'll see it's Rachel Zegler. The other one was Greta Thunberg. I think there's one that was Bella Ramsey. You get the idea. But Sydney Sweeney is usually used for the original. Now, of course, she's not an original, but she's, something that's more appealing to the eye as opposed to these other girls, you know, trusted, appealing, personality. And then it's just like, oh, my fucking eyes. Why did you just do that? At least warn me the next time. That was fast. Wizard posting. that in light of the current Cracker Barrel logo drama, we decided to keep ours consistent with the original design as well. Wizard posting. Live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. 8 hours ago, Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. If they play it right, lots and lots of money. Very tricky to do. I can do it. I can do it very well. I've done it many times. Very tricky to do, but great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. We want it to succeed. It's long history. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck. Um, I mean, it's true. It's true. We do want to not just Cracker Barrel, but all these other franchises. Again, look at like McDonald's from the 80s and 90s or the 90s and before, and then look at it now. You went in there 70s, 80s, 90s, and there were fucking burger stools in there. There was that fucking tree thingy, that goofy looking tree. It had so much personality. And now you go in, it's very corporate looking. It's grays and black and white. And there's like no color left. There's no personality left. Which is why people are like with Pizza Hut, why Pizza Hut Classic is such a big thing. Because Pizza Hut Classic is like the original thing. It hasn't been updated to those freaking very blocky looking buildings, which we have. We have one classic here, and then we have a remodeled current one, modern one. And it is always popping off over at the classic because that's what people like. Being able to go in, seeing the tablecloths, the checkered, the cups, those fucking red cups. We don't know what it is about them that makes them so amazing, but they are. The jukebox over near the bathrooms, it's all original. It's all the same. Have they done a little bit of updating for structural reasons? I'm sure they have. But they kept the heart and the personality and the feel of it intact. You can go in there and it looks exactly the way it did back in the 80s and the 90s when you went there with your family. So corporations in general just need to stop with this modernizing bullshit and realize that people like the old versions of these things. Imagine going into McDonald's nowadays and seeing it as it was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s with the, the colorful stuff going on. Like I said, the burger stools and, you know, it would just be a lot better for business rather than going into just a very factory feeling corporate owned, it's just you walk in, it's like where's the personality? Where's McDonald's? It just looks like a regular burger place now. Um so I think wanting to make Cracker Barrel a winner again, I think we want to do that with every company that's done this. But oh yeah, here's another one. Yeah, pretty much. Got Ellen Page or Elliot Page now. They say, "Oh, I've never been happier," and yet every single time you see them, they're always like that. Like they may smile once in a while, but it doesn't seem like a genuine smile, as opposed to when they were, female or identified as female. America first. America is back. Back, baby. Get rid of your CEO and we'll forgive you. When does she resign? Now we got Jeremy, from Geeks and Gamers. Now fire your CEO and we'll all come back. We got Asmongold, another big win for gamers. I mean, it's a big win for everyone, not just gamers, dude. DC Drano. Victory! Now fire your woke girl bosses and get rid of all your racist DEI policies. Oh, and keep the original interiors. We want to eat at grandma's house, not grandma's nursing home. I can't see the Cracker Barrel CEO, Garth from Wayne's World. Yeah, like this. Here's the one of the original ones, or one that isn't remodeled. It's got so much more personality on it and in it. But fire the CEO. Lols. At this point, it's like William Afton. It always comes back. I always come back. Um, yeah. Compare this. This doesn't look like it's too formulaic. Like it's got its own little spot as opposed to all this other space. No, it's got these big old squared frames where everything is put in, as opposed to um this that makes it feel more like a home because you know um but yeah, I'm glad they went back on the logo because again, this has been known for so long and it's recognizable because it's a brand. And the fact that you'd want to change that is fucking ridiculous. So again, I don't think they can really do, or rather, it's not that they can't. It's the fact that I don't think they will, because again, they've already spent a lot of money on these remodels. I don't know how many stores in total have been remodeled, but I mean, again, they could revert back, put everything back up, and paint it all over again. Will they? Probably not. Now, if it'd be great if we see another tweet from them saying, "Oh yeah, we've decided to revert," because this is a multi-billion-dollar company, so they have the money to do it. It's whether or not they want to. Now, if they were to say, "Oh yeah, we in addition to reverting to our original logo, we're also going to revert the remodels made to some of our locations." And then, you know, leaving them untouched, and just making structural improvements to make sure the place is more sturdy and not going to fall apart, and fix the wiring and whatever else needs to be done. But just keep the inside, the interior, the outside, just keep the feeling there. It's not hard, because clearly people, despite what they said, were like, "Oh yeah, people responded positively." Apparently not. Apparently not. So don't fucking lie again. Listen to people the first time, and stop putting your ideological bullcrap ahead of everyone else. This desire to modernize everything. Just don't. If people say leave it the way it is, leave it the way it is. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.